Hey everyone, thanks for joining us. The next episode of Red Valkyrie is about to start. Hey! Oh geez, I'm breaking stuff. Oh no, we're losing people already! Well, welcome everyone to another episode of Red Valkyrie. While we wait for our guests to come back. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Let me introduce. You know what? It's already going to be ridiculous. And what better comic for it to be ridiculous for than Skits, right? To start, let's introduce my wonderful, horrible, very brutally mean co-host, Cyborg Valkyrie. Say hello.
Hi, everybody.
That's going to be the happiest I think I've ever heard you sound. You're so mean.
That's because I have two fingers. Middle one sticking up at you right now.
Oh, this is what happens when you're never on camera, is you get to flip me off behind essentially a block. That's fair. Cool. Well, I am Shae Zombie tonight, trying to bring the crazy because we have one of the most insane looking comics that I think I've ever seen. And it's all thanks to Black Star, who is right below me, who just dropped. How rude! That is so rude. I introduced her first, and she drops on me. You know what?
Points the fingers of death, and they disappear from the stream.
That's just rude. Oh, you know what? Star and I are gonna have conversations after. Well, let's at least say hello to Skits. Oh, look who didn't drop. Thank you.
I'm trying not to drop. I dropped as soon as we went live, though. That's awesome.
You know what? It's wonderful. This is gonna be an insane show, and it's not even.
Hasn't even started.
It really hasn't. Like, we're trying to cover a book called Skits that is out of its mind, and exactly, and we can't even keep all of our guests together at the same time. It's gonna be great.
It really is.
All right, so since we have Skits currently, hopefully for a couple of seconds, let's go ahead and have you give us your elevator pitch on Skits comic.
Sure. Skits is a book about a guy who loses his mind, and he can't tell the difference between his dreams and his reality. It's that simple. That's the elevator pitch.
Well, that was a very short elevator pitch.
Well, you're in the elevator. You got to give it to him immediately, you know?
Thank you for being like the second person we've ever had on that understands what an elevator pitch is. That is amazing. I had someone who gave an elevator pitch that was 22 minutes long. I was like, this is the slowest elevator I've ever been on in my life.
Oh, man, that's probably like the Empire State Building or something.
And this is the fastest elevator. That's not even a floor. What was that, like 5 seconds?
We didn't even have floor. Right, like the door shut, and then it was like, and that's it.
That's like
I even slowed it down a little bit for you so we can stretch it out a little bit.
Nice. Oh my God.
Oh, that's perfect.
Do you have an escalator pitch?
An escalator pitch.
It's a little slower.
Would you like me to expand upon it?
I would love for you to expand on this. So
sure,
you say that he's insane, right?
So Skits is a character that I come up with when I was actually working at a TV station right after college. What happened is I was working the graveyard shift, and I ended up not being able to sleep or be awake properly. So that entire summer, I was just kind of out of it, you know. I wasn't able to act properly, you know. So that's actually where Skits came from. I ended up having these sequential dreams over nights, you know. It was like a dream would stop, and then I'd pick it up the next day where I left it off. So what I've done is I've actually taken these dreams and turned them into an actual story. So.
Okay, so the stuff that you're going to be covering in Skits comics is actual dreams that you had.
Exactly.
That is so amazing. That so okay. No, and
Yeah,
I
you're
know
gonna say it, Shae. I know you're gonna say it. Go ahead.
I know why
Floor
Sai's
is yours.
laughing. I have to. Okay, so my husband is an artist, and this is actually one of his pieces in the background. That let me move out of the way. Okay, so that's one of his pieces that in the background. He actually has OCD, and he has really, really, really like vivid, super like creepy, screwed up dreams and stuff. And then he wakes up and he's like, "Man, this would be really cool," and he paints them. That's obviously one of his much happier paintings. Which, you know, the bright colors and the neon and all that kind of stuff is something that he really loves. But yeah, he's got an entire series of his paintings that are all nightmare pieces, and that's exactly kind of what it is. It's so cool that, you know, you're taking that and you're writing out the stories to give people that kind of experience, because I mean, nightmares are messed, man. They're so crazy.
Well, I've always been able to like do stuff in my dreams. Like I can I'm kind of lucid when I dream, so I'm able to wake myself up from my dreams. I can make myself fly in my dreams. So these are things that I've always been able to do. But these dreams were really weird because I was able to like keep going with them, you know. One night would stop, or one day would stop because I was sleeping during the day, and then the next day I'd pick it up. You know, I'd go into a same batch of characters, all sorts of stuff. So, you know, it was really strange for me to be able to do that. You know,
really
I don't know of anyone who's actually done that I've actually spoken to.
Well, at least not as consistently as that. I mean, to go for that long period of time, you might have two or three sequential dreams, but to do that for a consistent period of time is pretty great.
Yeah, it was for about 3 months. So I mean, how many people do it for about 3 months? You know.
I'm going to ask you what drugs were involved while you were working at this TV station. wait. So we're all from Florida except Shae. So I'm assuming being from Florida, and welcome back, Black Star. I'm going to assume that it was bath salts.
Well, no. Well, funny enough, I don't actually. I've never drank, smoked, or done any drugs. So you know, unfortunately, I've never had any sort of substance in me at all, except for one time when I had a surgery. You know, but besides, so you know, sometimes you can have your best
because there's alligators.
Enjoying yourself.
So I'm just going to say that while this channel in no way condones the use of illegal substances, or legal ones for that matter, yeah, that's kind of sad. Anyway.
I disagree. I didn't have my first drink of alcohol until I was like 24, maybe. I mean, we don't need to talk about it now.
I thought it was going to be when you met me.
That's when the heavy drinking started.
Oh, okay.
That's when the borderline alcoholism started, is when I met you and then went, "Oh dear Lord, help me." Yeah, that's when that happened. But it's fine. We're good. I don't have any liquor right now.
Within reach.
No, not within reach. Okay, so let's I'm sorry, I just looked at Elaz's comment and it totally
Liquor is quicker.
Liquor is quicker. Oh my goodness. All right. So do you have some of the images and stuff ready to go, Sai?
I do. Yeah.
Okay.
I was waiting for it. I was ready 20 seconds ago, and you were just so damn smooth. So smooth.
Look, I was laughing because Elaz said that his first drink was at 10. Okay, it was distracting, and I apologize for not being as smooth as you would like. This is turning into a very hostile stream. I think it's because of the crazy hair.
I'm just gonna say that, Elaz, I have you beat. When you have parents that go kind of old school and you're teething and stuff like that, whiskey on the gums is the solution.
That's so bad.
Yep. Well, my family did moonshine, but yeah, basically the same thing.
Yeah.
All right, so move swiftly along. This is probably, out of all of the images that you sent us. This is probably the one that caught my eye the most, just because there's very little that we actually know about what Skits Comics is. It's just kind of, it's a weird amalgamation of I don't know, and it seems insane.
It's insane and intrigue. That's what we know of it so far. But the fact that this is Shae's, at least most captivated image lately, might be some reason why it ended up as the thumbnail for the stream. Just saying.
That's exactly why. Because I was like, I really like this. I want this one. Yeah. So what exactly, like, is he falling? Is he?
Well, I mean, you have to wait until the book comes out to know all the things that goes on with him. But I can tell you this: all the artwork that I've been sharing so far is nothing more than just concept art. It's me just working through some of the story, trying to get the visuals right, because sometimes what you have in your dream may seem cool, but it's like, I can kind of tweak that and make it a little cooler, make it a little more exciting. I mean, you got to have some of that going on with it. So,
right.
So this right here is just early on in the story where and this ain't giving away anything, but he encounters a tribe of people, and they attack him, so he has to get away.
Seem friendly.
This reminds me of that scene from Raiders of the Lost Ark where they're shooting the darts at Indians who run through the river.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Oh, I love it. No, that's really cool.
But everything turns out okay, but yeah, it's definitely one of those situations where they're like, hold on, who are you? We need to get you, And the beginning of the story, it takes place, the whole story takes place in a different planet, a different universe. So what happens is he ends up coming to this planet, and he has to traverse a large amount of space at the beginning of it. So this is him and his journey across the planet, trying to get to a particular spot. He's trying to get to a city, which one of the later drawings or concept pieces actually has a big city scene where Skits is and everything. So it's just a simple encounter with some people, and let the visual tell the story, really.
Right.
I'm just trying early on right here is we're just trying to hit people in the mouth with visuals. It's like we want to wow you and intrigue you with visuals, because we haven't put the campaign out there yet. We're just trying to get people to come in and to sign up on the mailing list and to get people interested now. We're not releasing it until the spring. So we just need people. We just need people to come in and get right on it now. And the best way to do that, me being a visual artist, is to hit people with visuals. Visuals. So.
Absolutely.
And we see people advertising comics, even comics that are live, that will have like one page or cover. And that's it. And it's like, come on now.
Well, and the thing is there is no shortage of just kind of breathtaking pieces that you have. And I know you're saying that this is concept art. I'm going to be wholly honest with you. If the entirety of your comic stays this kind of sketchy, kind of dreamy, mixed media feel, and that is the entirety of your book, I still think it would do phenomenal.
It's definitely going to have visuals like this. I mean, these are digital paintings, but it'll definitely have imagery just like this in the book. But the thing is it'll be better. So.
Which is, I mean, to me is pretty shocking. Like this one is probably the one that most people have seen the most. And just seeing this giant sprawling city, and he's just this little tiny man on this telephone pole or whatever, and all the straps and everything are flapping in the wind off of his straitjacket. It's just really impressive.
Well, you got to tell a story with an image. One of the big things that I don't like in comic books, because it's such a visual medium, is people try and tell the story with words. It's like you got books for that. You want that? Go read a book.
Exactly.
For me, this is a comic book. It's a visual medium, and you need to just get out there and tell the story with the visuals. Yes, there's going to be words, there's going to be dialogue and stuff like that, but tell it with the visuals.
Wholeheartedly agree, for sure. And
So-
this is gorgeous.
I just have to
Well,
add that
thank you.
this is the first image that I saw of anything relating to Skits.
Mhm.
And I showed this to Shae, and we were just both sitting there with our jaws open, staring at this image.
I don't
Because
think we actually talked for like a good 5 minutes. It was just staring and like.
well, and she's like, "Okay, scroll up," because like when you first look at this, I mean, you see, you know, the old architecture and stuff like that, and it's kind of, you know, it is what it is, and then it's like you scroll up and you see this modernity in there, you know, cranes and you know, skyscrapers being built, and you're like, it's such a mix of things, and it's so captivating.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, basically that's it. You know, his goal on the actual planet that he's on is to get to this city, and that's like the beginning part of the book is just getting to the city, and so the visuals that you're seeing here is like him getting to the city. It's like this is like the place where he's actually going to make stuff happen. So you know that's what you see. It's like arrival, you know, it's like I've arrived to it. This is what it is. It blows you away with the visuals, just like when you are in a movie, you know, like something like
Right.
Avatar or something like that. When you first get to the planet and you see all the visuals and stuff, you're mind blown by it, you know. So it's like that's really what you need to do is hit people in the mouth with that sort of thing.
Right, and just to let you know, the second I saw this, I knew we had to have you guys on, and the second Shae saw this, she completely agreed. So,
Well, cool. Then it achieved its purpose, you know, getting it in front of people.
Absolutely. So we have Justin from Indie Comic Spotlight who says that he wants to know if you have any idea of what kind of perks you think that you're going to offer when you launch, because he said that he would really love to have some prints of this art. And I wholeheartedly agree. I really hope that you're going to offer them.
Yeah, we're definitely going to do some, you know, some prints and perks and stuff. But really, we're just working through it right now. You know, part of actually going live and talking to people like you is actually to figure out what people want. You know, we've done our research. As you know,
Right.
you know, we're on your stream all the time asking people about stuff.
Yep.
It's like, what do people want? And, you know, prints is definitely something that people want. We're going to listen to the people. I mean, that's basically what it is. It's like, what do people want? We'll put some perks in there. But we're definitely going to be heavy on artwork because
Right.
that's really what this is all about. You know, some prints, some original art. You know, I got some original art right back here. I definitely think that that's where I'll be able to make a good splash is by selling original art because,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's what I got. You know, I'm a visual artist, so it's like that's really what I need to sell to people.
Exactly. Well, and like these two that Cy currently is kind of holding on, in my mind, those two would be probably some of the coolest, like postcard sized or just straight postcards. Like I've printed up those for a lot of my husband's art, and they come out so cool. Just having like a little something small enough that someone could put on their desk at work if they wanted to, but that still is that eye catching. That would be something. And pretty inexpensive cost wise.
Yeah, we'll definitely be looking into that. But really, it's like, you know, we're new here. We don't know how much we're going to make. So we just we'll have some stuff in the mix. But it's like, we got to see what happens. You know, I mean.
Oh, absolutely.
Do we make $2,000? Well, if you make $2,000, then you can't really sell too much extra stuff, you know. But, you know, so it's like We'll just have to see really what happens. We think we're going to do really, really well because visually, I think we're going to be one of the best on the block. You know.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, I think visually you guys are, because it's different. It's not the same heavy-handed, super outlined superhero comic kind of style. It's a lot different imagery. It's a lot different color scheme. It's a lot different subject matter. Like it's kind of its own thing, and bringing that out and putting it into a book like this, especially if you keep a lot of this kind of feel where things are kind of dreamy and feel almost kind of a little bit unfinished, but still somehow hyper detailed despite not feeling fully finished. Like I feel like especially when you're talking about when we got the press kit, we were reading over why Skits, you know, and you had said Skits is kind of like twofold. Aside from being his name, it's also, you know, skit is like a short play, and then skit is also a shortened version of schizophrenia. And I think being able to keep everything a little bit disjointed and a little bit confusing is actually really, really working in your favor.
Sure, and we'll definitely be having that, but at the same time, we got to work a narrative and we got to keep people flipping.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I read a X-Men book not too long ago, and I was amazed at how you have a book with all these amazing people with all these amazing powers, and there wasn't one page that had something on it that made me want to flip the page. I was just looking at it like, why would I care to flip the pages? It's like every page you got to have something that hits people and makes them want to turn the page, and that's exactly what we plan to have in our book.
Right, and I was going to say, you know, looking at each and every one of these pictures leaves me intrigued, leaves me asking questions. Like the smaller one down here. Why is there a ship that looks like it's kind of in midair?
Yeah, that's it. I mean, that's, you know, it's liftoff time, and you know, it's just one of those parts in the dream where it's like, hey, you know, it's you got this ship lifting off. You know, we're trying to get across this planet to this big city, and you know, that's just one of the pieces, one of the concept pieces behind what's actually going to be in the story.
Yep, or this windmill. I mean, it looks like the size of the Empire State Building in perspective here. So, I mean, it's like literally every image leaves me wondering what's going on, and that's what you want out of a comic.
Well, and I think it's very important to discern. It leaves you wondering what's going on in a very good way. Yeah. Because there's plenty of times that I've seen comics and I wonder what the hell is going on, and it's not in a good way. It's in a, what the crap have you done? Why is this so shit? This is like a very intriguing, I really, really want to know more about what's happening.
Yeah, this is a tell me more way, not a dumpster fire way.
Not a, oh my gosh, can I burn it, please?
Well, that's good, because when you actually see those types of visuals on the page, you'll be like, man, what the heck's going on? I got to turn the page.
Exactly.
What's going on?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Elasmet wants to know if you have any exciting plans on how you plan to continue to promote. And I've seen some of what you've done that's been interesting. I never know what it is, but I'm always like, oh, like and retweet, because it's confusing as shit, and Twitter needs more of that.
Well, we're actually working with a production company, Verse Films, and we're actually making some videos where we get part of the book filmed, you know, some of the story in it. So we're doing some of that to actually promote the book, and we've had some positive responses in that, but we haven't actually released any of the big ones yet. You know,
right?
They're working on one right now.
Sequences of parts of the book.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so we're excited to really see where that ends up. We got something coming out really, really soon, so keep your eyes open. It's going to really wow people, I think. The production company, Verse Films, has done an amazing job. So,
is that the one that that Star filmed with the person playing Skits and was like, "We just finished filming. Like, what do you want to say, Skits?" And Skits just took off running. Was that you?
Yeah.
Skits.
That is it.
Oh, there's Star. Black Star.
She's
Black
back!
Star.
I'm the ghost with the universe. Yes.
You know what? We're making it work. By the way, I love the chicken on his head for no apparent. He looks super happy about that, by the way. He's just like, what the fucking hell?
Yeah, it just comes from when I was a kid. You know, the big thing that you got to do when you're creating a narrative and you're trying to get people interested is you got to juxtapose images next to each other that really don't have much to do with one another. So all you got to do is just kind of get the right amount of juxtaposing of different images next to each other, and it really makes people think, like, what the heck is this, you know?
There's a giant chicken, by the way. There's like a massive chicken.
It kind of looks like my hair.
Hey, I feel you, girl. You know what? Just rock the crazy. Who cares? Oh, gosh. Except for when it gets in your
love it.
Oh my goodness. See, Star and I, we're like BFFs now. It's good.
Forever and ever. Wait, let me take them out now. There we go. But see, you can't do this though. That's the worst.
I can't. No, I got this. This is it. Oh my goodness.
Hey guys, I'm so sorry to be late.
It's okay. You know what? We're just gonna keep going. Stick around this time.
Yeah.
It's actually called CP time, so that's totally fine.
Yeah, so
even just the
image.
pencils.
This is where Skits actually starts going into where he's starting to get close to the city. So he's actually starting to see stuff. You can see like some spaceships in the background, stuff like that, landing into a city in the distance. But yeah, this is one of the ways that I'm actually going to be working in the book. It'll be this, and then also that dreamy stuff that you really like. It's going to be a mix of the two, really. So,
I like it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's really awesome.
The main thing is the framing and the depth. You know, it's like you got really dark images in the foreground, you got the midground, and then you got your background. That's something that I feel is really missing in comics. Is you'll get a full span of like, you know, miles, but it's all the same black lines. You know, and it doesn't have that depth to it. So what I really want to bring to Skits is that depth. You know, you got to have that depth in the imagery, so you really sell the world. You know.
So what you're saying to me is what you want to bring in the imagery is artistic ability. And
exactly.
Let me show you I can draw.
So that's actually something that with a lot of really, really good artists that I know, obviously my husband included, that's something that we've talked about a lot, is that a lot of people don't understand how to do depth properly or how to do foreshortening properly, and it's when it's done wrong, it just is wrong. It just doesn't sell what you're trying to sell, and it's really, really distracting. But this is really beautiful.
The detailing on each of his sketches, I mean, if you actually zoom in even to the boot, everything is detailed to the wrinkle, to the crease, everything. Yep. And that, I believe, sets him apart from everybody.
Absolutely. No, that's something that you don't see very often, which is really, it's both refreshing and it's kind of like invigorating to see that somebody is willing to put that much work into it, that is willing to try something different. Good hell, I can't. That's so freaking detailed.
Well,
that is so cool.
my background is Renaissance style painting and sculpture. That's actually what I learned before I even went to college. And then once I got to college, I studied illustration and design because, you know, you got to make money, you know. So,
yeah.
It's particularly with design. So, but I got 20 years of working on the story. We got 6 books planned.
Jeez.
So, you know, you're definitely going to get your money's worth when you buy this book.
So Sai is actually zooming in. I love it.
I know.
Zoom in. And he's like, all right. And he's like, oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
She just zooms all the way in there. And gosh, those freaking blimps. Like, you know what?
She does. Thank you, Sai.
You're welcome.
Gosh,
yeah, and also an image like this, you know, I'd go back in and color it, and I would give it that depth that you would actually see in some of those concept pieces. You know, I'd have the atmosphere in there, the light hitting everything, so it'll really pop. But this just shows like what the pencils will look like, what people will want to buy. You know, once we actually do the campaign.
Mm-hmm.
So, we got Justin again asking, is it going to be color, black and white, or a mix depending on what's happening in the world of Skits?
Oh, good question.
Yeah, we're not giving that away.
No, it'll be color. It'll definitely be color. But there's I'll just leave it at that. There's color.
So again, we're not giving it away.
So there will be something somewhere with a color.
Yes.
That is all that we will know.
Every page will have color. Yes.
We'll have some color somewhere. I
The
love
page numbers will be in color.
page 2 is green. Page 3 is blue. That's it.
The red tongue.
There's a red tongue. That's it for the color. That's the color budget. Oh my gosh.
I think I was zoomed inappropriately close.
This is what happens when we zoom. We zoom and then, the unzooming always turns out on something like this, where you unzoom.
We can't have nice things because I could see your piercings very clearly. So.
You only asked about the video. Sorry.
Damn me.
No, she is properly covered.
That is accurate. She is wearing clothing.
Zoom.
Stop! No, Star. Oh my goodness, this is such a interesting sigh.
Now this right here is pencil and paint on paper, so this is no digital right here.
See what she's doing right now? She's actually, Sai, what you're really doing, you're actually zooming very slow. We call it a slow pan. A slow pan.
That stopped abruptly for a while. Cyborg.
That's what you do.
Zoom out and regain yourself.
I'm liking it a little bit. I can't help it.
Sure.
She's awesome.
Star's like, we're best friends now. It's me and Sai.
It's a big document. It lags a little.
Oh my goodness. I also really like how you did the newsprint over this for the mixed media and everything that you were talking about. I think it's interesting.
Yeah, it's just collage. I mean, I collaged some book pages down on the paper and then did the painting over top of it.
So I got to ask, are
But if
these
you
shorts or a mini skirt?
Mini skirt.
Okay.
So if you can zoom in, part of the paper, if you look to the left of her, it looks like, I don't know, kind of like those strappy things you wear with the fishnets. The paper actually looks pretty cool, but that's just me. I don't know.
Star just wanted you to zoom again on a thigh.
And she obliged.
Of course she did. Why wouldn't she?
Skits will have a little bit for everybody.
Is that what we're calling this? A little bit?
A little bit for everybody.
All right.
Oh my goodness.
I need to zoom out like 40 times to get back to
back so we can continue to look at art.
This is art. Shut up.
Different art.
Whatever.
Oh my goodness. This is a very, very interesting looking project. Oh gosh, the screenshots, the stills that have just haunted my nightmares.
Just wait until you see the video. Just wait.
Look, yeah. I saw you at the close of the video and you're like, we just finished. Skits, do you want to say anything? And then he just took off running and I was like, what the crap is this?
He's going back to the asylum. That's where he has to go.
Yeah, he's trying to get out of there before he gets locked back up.
Oh, wow.
If you zoom into the picture of the mask, you would look in the great detail, even in just the mask itself, of just the creation. Are we going to talk about any of the tears, the bloody tears that we're trying to think of for the campaign, or?
So at one point we had asked about what kind of tears you guys were going to offer, but I believe that you had left us at that point. It was very sad. So if you would like to cover anything, that would be great.
One of the tiers that we don't properly have the correct names just yet, because we're still working on that. One of the tiers, we will be having straight jackets. See that face? I love faces like that.
You don't understand. You know what I went through to try and find a straight jacket for this stream, and I failed miserably.
Right.
It's very upsetting.
So sad.
Well, we'll have a tier where it actually has a real straitjacket.
Hell, it's going to be like a $300 tier. Damn.
No, it'll be a bit more than
Actually,
that. They're a little expensive.
my beard.
Oh. We have to get a 10th job.
Talk about the differences of the straitjackets, Michael.
Oh, well, what she's talking about is like different size straitjackets have different colors on the neck, the bands. Skits wears one that has a green band, which is a medium size. Small size, I believe, is blue. No, red is red. Large is yellow, and extra large is blue. So.
When I was talking about the brand, talking about the brand.
Oh, Posey.
What Skits wears, yeah.
The actual straitjacket company that makes real straitjackets is called a Posey. That's the name of the company is Posey. So there you go.
You're such a poser.
That doesn't sound right. Posey.
It's gonna say Posey on it. Damn it! I'm not.
You got a pocket full.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Thank you.
Wow, that is interesting. Okay, so this is Skits chilling with a bunch of very terrifying looking
Jawas.
things. Yeah.
Yes. Well, remember what I said? Like, I've been working on this for 20 years. This is actually just a sketch from about 12, 13 years ago.
Oh, wow.
So I'm just using it as concept art right now.
I was gonna say mole people or orcs, but that's cool.
Oh, like baby orcs? Oh,
Yeah.
total good marketing. Thank you for that.
She's like, Anne stole it.
Yeah, now that I'm looking at it, they kind of look like big baby Yodas with.
I was just thinking that they look like Yoda.
Oh God,
but
no
like-
more baby Yodas. Jesus, those things are
We have to now.
so
No,
fun.
that's copyright now. We have to say baby mogwais.
Whatever.
Wow.
Oh, this is neat.
Yeah,
I love
this
your
is just.
inks on this.
Oh, that's actually just pencils.
Really?
Holy crap.
Yeah, it's all pencils.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, a little bit later, if you want to, I'll be able to show you. I got some pencils right back here on the desk. I'll hold them
Heck
up for
yeah,
you so you can
absolutely.
actually see. I got an exclusive for you, something I'm working on that no one's even seen.
Yay!
Wait. Did we have a board meeting with this exclusive?
Oh, it's
Hey,
fine.
hey,
It's okay.
Star, you just sit there, you be quiet, because you love me, and it'll be okay.
I came to get some.
And Sai did Zoom for you multiple times. I feel like we've earned an exclusive.
Yeah, they earned it.
Yes. We will drop it. A drop-in exclusive for you. Yes.
I love it.
Hey, we still have like 11 pages to go on this one, so.
Look, I'm sorry. It's just like the pages are so interesting. Every single one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh.
Yeah, the big thing is just showing people the pencils, especially when it comes to selling the artwork. Because this is actually what people will be buying during the campaign. If you want art, from some of the art tiers, there's going to be many different art tiers because there's really nice pieces and then there's sketches and then there's, it's all really nice, but it's just different levels of how long it takes to make it.
Right.
So interesting what you've done on his legs here. Just the strokes that you've done here. I've never seen anything like it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like the opposite of like crosshatch. Because it's just straight lines,
Parallel
but
line.
it's
Parallel line. Yeah.
But you still have like the very, very, subtle detail in there. But then you just have the big swaths over the top. It's really interesting.
That's really
We should call this the Zoom show.
Well, if you look at artwork long enough, you can tell who has confident line making just by looking at it. Like I've obviously been doing this for a long period of time. I have experience with it, so.
That's very true.
So are you telling me that a Monet has got confidence? It looks like it's a big splatter. I'm sorry.
Hey, he is very confident in where he throws that paint, okay?
That's right.
Super confident. I was very confident in my lines because it was a stamp that I couldn't mess up.
Wait, Monet or Monet?
Ooh, this is a
It is money, money, money,
Oh my
money. You didn't know that's what the song comes from. So.
I'm sure.
So, hold on. Before we continue on with art for a second, I just realized what is behind Star. That is ominous as fuck. Can I just say, like, where the hell are you?
on.
I'm in my shed of a studio, my edit bay.
That has a giant board on the door. Do you keep people in there?
Is it a basement? You don't know.
I have no idea. I'm kind of scared.
Skits is behind that.
See me going
Skits
like
is
this?
behind that door. That's exactly what it is.
It's like, this isn't the basement. It's back there. Don't worry about
It's
it.
called a role reversal, and I love it.
Wow.
We got, it's early in the campaign. We got to keep things under lock and key.
Right.
To
or
include
2x4s,
Why do you think I'm always going, no, do not?
That is behind the door.
Yeah.
I will lock you back there with everything else.
Nice. Oh, more
Oh my
chicken.
god. Oh, okay. All right, let's go back to the art. I had to pause for a second because I just saw a giant 2x4 blocking a door, and I was a little concerned for everybody's safety.
She's prepared for the zombie apocalypse. Back off.
I mean, come on, we're not that bad.
You have no idea how prepared I am. Trust.
But zombies aren't that bad. Like, I'm pretty okay.
I don't know. You're looking a little sketch.
I mean, right now. Look, I've been looking at Skit stuff for a second. It's just kind of zoom in on me. Hi, I'm crazy.
I love what's going on with your background right now. It's
Right?
really intensified.
It did because I killed a bunch of light. So
I'm so happy
It's
we got your
breaking
green
down.
screen working, and it's like horror film scratchy. It's so cool.
just
I'm
in
all
case
over
it
the
wasn't
horror.
right. I had to make it creepy.
Oh, so good. Anyway, sorry. Back to the sunflower. Sorry.
See, there's your splash of color.
Aw,
There you go.
That's all you get. This one little bit of yellow.
This page
it's a
is
color
brought to you
comic.
by Yellow.
Do Sesame Street.
Well, that's one of the things that we were talking about. Speaking of Sesame Street's Dean out of some of the things, is when you're reading some comics and you're seeing that the letterers and you're seeing like people, you're like, well, I can't really read what's going on. Like in the bubble, I can't really read what's going on. So we're trying to make an effort to make sure everything is clear enough so you can actually read the words on the page and not just some scribble scrabble. Because lettering actually is another art form. And
Trust
so we
me,
want to
I
make sure
know.
everything is clear.
Let me focus on the letterer in the group.
Yeah. I appreciate you actually understanding that because while I haven't done a lot, I've actually talked with a lot of the letterers that are on Twitter, like Eric Weathers. There's been Joey Turner. Like there's a ton of people that letter that do a really amazing job, and I've sent them stuff that I was like, this looks good, and they were like, that's a good start, and I'm like, oh, I did good. They were like, it's so.
It's not
Right.
crayon.
I mean,
so
this-
that gets your
Right.
Bless your heart. Bless your heart.
Bless
Oh
your
my
heart.
gosh, that is exactly. It is a Southern bless your heart every time, and I was like, can you just tell me what I messed up so I can be better?
But so you understand that, I mean, it's one of the things where if you don't have, I mean, art is amazing, great, but if you're just flipping through, you're just like, okay, but if there's words,
Then
you're
it's just an
like,
art book.
what did he say? What happened? Yeah, it's just an art book.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one of the things that we're making sure that we look at that thoroughly to make sure everything looks good, looks clean, nothing too sloppy. So, yeah.
Right. And
Right.
the other problem when your letterer sucks is they leave so much dead space and they cover the art with unnecessarily large bubbles, and it's like, come on.
Mhm.
Right. It's
Mhm.
like I've always kind of approached it as like the words are necessary, simply because there are things that must be said or described that cannot be drawn, but they are only necessary up to that point. The art is what should be taking precedence, and the layout, and then everything else is kind of, this is the filler that is necessary for you to know what's happening, but it should not be pulling focus from anything. It should not be covering up anything that is super important. It should just be the little tidbits here and there that kind of help you really experience what's going on in every panel.
Every little piece has its part, and it shouldn't dominate anything else.
Exactly. Gosh, the expression.
There's a face for you.
Right? He just looks so sad.
I'm trying to get my damn scroll bar to pop up, because what I wanted to do was point out the atomic fucking wedgie that he has in this panel. Because, you know,
my God.
There goes that Zoom show again. That was the Zoom show.
That would drive me a little insane. And
one hell of a thigh gap that they've created for him.
Artificially, yes.
Was like, I don't actually have this thigh gap.
Everyone knows when you're in a straitjacket, it's a tight fit. That's exactly how it feels. Everyone knows this. Come on.
Well, I mean, you have to be strapped. So if you want to strap in, you got to strap in, right? So
like a super strap in, like a maybe we'd keep you from having kids in the future kind of strap in.
I was about to say.
Again, we have something for everyone.
You're strangling some junk to. Okay, well, we're getting into some S&M stuff here, and embrace
negative. It's a very wholesome comic. Wow.
Skits, talk about the different views of them so they'll understand.
Well, this is just a character turnaround. I'll be doing this for every character, well, all the main characters in the comic. It's something that you do, that you use for reference. You hang them up next to your drawing board so you can look to them and know exactly how your character looks, so that you can be consistent.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, one of the things, it's like Skits has a long strap on the right arm and then a buckle on the left. So I mean, if you're drawing, you might accidentally draw them switch swap, and it's like,
right.
So you just got to make sure you get stuff like that accurate, so your panels are accurate all the way through. So.
Gosh, I just love the amount of attention.
I feel like saying, "The more you know."
Right. So I will say, and I know we went in a little bit into Skit's background when we were missing out on Star, but the amount of thought that you guys have put into this show, kind of your diverse backgrounds, and so now I just kind of want to get into like, hey Star, why don't you tell us a little bit about your background and all of the amazingness that you've done, because I did definitely read that press pack and was like, well, fine then.
Go on with your bad self,
all
girl.
right then, girl.
Well, when I was a little girl, no, I'm just kidding. No. I've always been in the film and acting business since I was a kid. Like literally, the doctor slapped me on the butt, and I wouldn't stop talking, and he was like, "Yep, that's the one right there." Growing up, I'm an only child, so usually you have the only child syndrome. Not a brat. I was just more favored. I like to say amongst people. But no, I was always like in school plays, always doing things like this. Always had like a video camera running around. Once schooling was gone, I always went to art schools, always went to all that good stuff. I went to a school that literally was like fame. Like that was your major thing. It's like, you want to be an actress, you're going to take nothing but acting classes and all these AP classes, blah, blah, blah. Got into the real world. And I was like, oh, it's not just me?
Oh, there are other people.
Okay. My bad. But once I got out of college, I really had a good ground and foundation in both theater, on stage, and then in film. I was on Broadway. And then I was like, well, I made it on Broadway, so I'm out. So I was like, thanks, New York. What else is there to do? Because that's what you strive to do as a theater major. You know, oh, I want to be on Broadway. I want to do this, I want to do that. First audition, got on Broadway, and I was like, all right, thanks, I'm out. And so I went to LA and got into a movie. And after that, I was like, I am sold on this fakery. I am sold. And then I started up a production company, and then we just do horror films a lot, which is why I love your makeup.
Yes.
So yeah, I've been doing production for horror companies and for my own, and I got a couple of movies out and about right now, and
that's so cool.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, Black Star.
You may find me on IMDb.
Yeah,
oh, I know. I checked.
Black Star is going to be co-writing and editing the book. So.
Oh, that's
so... Editors rule.
Yeah, you need an editor.
This is
so. I went from your best friend to your best friend. I love it.
You know what? You can be all our best friends. It's fine. So Sai is the resident editor on this show. Hence why I also forced her to be the producer. Because I just don't have time, and she's good at it.
Girls rule. That's right.
I'm writer editor. Shae is, let's see, the letterer ladder. Yeah.
Oh, that didn't sound too confident there.
Look, I'm working on it. It's not. Don't pay me to do anything. It doesn't go over well just yet.
Shae will get you new crayons.
No, I think both of our backgrounds, being in the creative arts and with the extensive background that we have, we really believe that ours is going to be set apart from a lot more of other comics. Not to say that our background is like supersedes anyone. We just have a little bit more intuitive nature of things. Yeah, and not so much. Yes.
So like you don't have experience in comics, but you have experience in taking an interesting and creative process and creating something from that then can be marketed to people. And there's a lot to be said about that.
No, Skits has a background in comics. I mean, he had an earlier comic that we got off the ground, and it went well in LA, and then it was just your first thing. But yeah, we think that with our background that we're able to do exceedingly well this time around, because we've got a lot of things with art that I can't tell you. I'm going to put you back in the door.
Oh, oh gosh, Skits is going to kill us. Damn.
Nice.
All right, so that.
Do we want to put the video?
Yeah, go ahead and put up the video. It's fun. It's short.
All right.
All right.
I'm going to mute myself. I'll put up the video. It's only like 30-something seconds long. So 1 second while I get this set up. Lag is real.
Lag is very real. As if we haven't noticed in this stream.
I mean, I wasn't here for like a whole half hour, so yeah.
We missed you. We kept that little space and just stared at it. I was like, she'll come back. I'm so creeped out.
Listen to the words.
Apparently he was diagnosed schizophrenic and dangerous. How long can they be? They can only hold for another 60 hours. If he behaves.
He's seeing monsters. He's losing his mind and he feels it going.
It's the little feet. The little feet in the corner. Oh my god.
So yeah. So basically, First Films
feet.
did that, and we had to make sure to get the feet in there because that's what you do, right? So
look, I got schizophrenic aunts. I don't know any of them that have the happy feet. Just saying. Got 3 of them. Don't remember Happy Feet. Remember other very creepy things.
Well, see, they're like 1970s zombies. You know, we are like 2000 zombies. You know, we got speed and we get out there and get.
Oh my god.
We're the T2, the T800 is what we are.
Wow. Oh my
Wait,
goodness.
Shae, are you the fast kind of zombie or the slow kind of zombie?
I'm like the zombie that can run but likes cake, so you know.
Is it brain chip cake?
Sure, why not? Look, I'm the zombie that lost a little bit of weight and did pretty good on her last mile and a half, but I'm not exactly trying to break records here.
Hey, you're actually right about zombies having cake. I did a spoof film for The Walking Dead, and I played Michonne, and cake was on set. So kudos to you.
Thank you.
Zombies and cake.
The
zombies were eating cake. Yeah. So
damn sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just gonna say props to craft service.
Oh my goodness, this is. I knew that this was going to be crazy and very, very bizarre, but this has totally exceeded my expectations by far.
You haven't seen nothing yet.
I know. That's why I'm so excited.
We just want to make sure that everyone, when they look at the visuals for Skits, like we have something associated with it. So if it's a video, that's going to set us apart. So it gets people interested, like what's going on. And even like I said, you're zooming in on the art, but now your audio, you're listening to the words like, oh, he's been in there for 16 hours. And so you're like, Skit's going to come out. Is he that crazy? What's going on? And that pertains to the book as well. So it everything has its part. So.
Oh, I love it.
Did you want to see the artwork that I have?
I did. I was actually just about to get to that. I'm so happy that you were like, I have the exclusive.
She did a flashing exclusive.
Right. Oh, we didn't. Damn it, Sai. We didn't. I didn't make anything like that for us. I'm sorry.
Oh, hold on. Shae, you're fired.
I released this the other day, so you know to see that.
Hold on.
That's just That's just a 20-minute sketch right there.
Hold on.
Yeah,
hold
tell them just 20 minutes.
Hold that up
one more time.
Oh, you want the exclusive?
Quick. Yeah.
Oh.
Here's what I'm working on right now.
Oh, that is so cool. Oh my gosh, the freaking detail.
So can you see the banner at the bottom of your screen?
I mean, I know I can see it. I don't know if
move your hand
Skits
over.
can see it.
She's demanding. I like her.
She's like framing. Damn it! I know how to frame this.
And then I got this, which is a promo piece I did, which is after McFarlane's Spider-Man #1. I think I showed that to y'all. Y'all have seen that online.
You showed that to me, and then I saw you tweeted it out as well.
That is so cool. Gosh, that's also a lot bigger than I expected for some reason. I don't know why I expected it to be smaller, but that
it's 11 by 17 standard comic book page size. So
no, that's so cool.
I'm
it's
not
no
saying
big
a word.
deal.
It's no big deal.
No more exclusives.
But seriously, this is a Red Valkyrie exclusive. We haven't shown the other two. We haven't shown the one standing at all yet. So those are truly exclusives. Yeah.
Yeah, it's only halfway done. You know, I still got to put in all the background and details. So.
Oh, it looks so freaking cool.
Well, thanks.
Okay,
Appreciate it.
DM.
I saw. Thank you, Sai.
You're very welcome. I left it alone.
Mm-hmm.
Give me $1.
I just want to say that if anybody is looking to do some video for their next comic, hit up Verse Films Productions. You can tweet it out and let me know, and I'll see what we can do, because we do production, exclusively horror, but we're doing little bits like this because we've had some people say, hey, I didn't think about doing a video. Like I thought about doing animation or like on my Kickstarter page, stuff like that. It's like, everyone's doing animation, but like to actually do like a trailer, a movie, something that's different. We're like, yeah, come on over.
Heck
So
Come get some.
after we're done with the stream, we'll talk. I'll get your link on the description.
yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. We love that.
Yep.
So I'm gonna ask the chat if you got any last minute questions. Now is the time. Sai, do you have any questions that you want to throw out there? Like,
Star, will you be our unofficial third member of Red Valkyrie?
Yes, she can.
Skits is like, it's done. It's already happened and decided for.
Get out of there.
Patriarchy.
So I can share the demands, yes.
I mean, let's be real. I was the one saying, "Hey, maybe we don't Zoom," and you were like, "Do it!" And then she listened to you, so you basically are already on here anyway.
Do it.
Oh, I love it. Sure, why not?
Okay.
Heck yeah!
I'll put you guys on my IMDb page, and then
Yes, I would so do that in a heartbeat. You need something for another zombie horror, whatever. You let me know.
I'll be casting soon.
So what was that question that you just put up there?
Oh, it was,
That was a
a
comment.
comment about hoping that none of the detail in your artwork gets lost during the printing.
And
Well,
it
we're going to
should-
be using high-end, the top printers, so it shouldn't matter. It should be just fine.
That is really reassuring, and I 100% agree. You don't want to lose any of that like fine detail and the amazing lines and everything. It's gorgeous and it's super awesome. I'm so happy that we had you guys on.
Oh,
Yeah,
I have a
thank
question.
you.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Are you going to offer digital?
No. If you want the book, you have to buy the book. I know all too well how things get pirated out there. I don't think it'd make that big of a deal. It might actually help us, to be perfectly honest with you, just for our first book. But no, we're probably not going to do digital.
No, my entire reason, it's not for the snobs that just, read it on their, iPads or whatever. It was because your artwork is so detailed.
Mm-hmm.
Like specifically with prints and stuff like that. I was wondering if you'd release them digitally so that I could just sit there and Zoom 73 times.
Well, that's something I didn't actually think of, And it's funny you should mention that because I actually get the Imagine FX. I don't know if you're familiar with that magazine. It's from the UK. I actually get the digital subscription to that, and that's the best part of that magazine is being able to zoom in on all the pictures.
Exactly.
And whenever I get the physical copy, I find myself doing the pinch on. I'm like, oh no, this isn't not on my.
Why would you get
I
bigger?
know.
It's paper.
I know. So
you just pull out a jeweler's loop and start zooming in on the.
Or your monocle.
All you get is the print dots. Exactly.
I love it. Oh my goodness. Well, this has been freaking awesome. Yeah. Oh, look at you. So cute.
That's Hollywood, baby. I was on a show, so that means,
No, trust me, sweetie, it shows so very much. Oh my goodness. Well,
the big thing though for people out there, if they want to support this, is to get on our mailing list. Go over to Indiegogo and sign up. You got the link down there in the description, I'm sure. Just go.
We've also got it in the chat.
Yeah, just go ahead and sign up for the Indiegogo pre-launch page. So we can't do this until we get a certain amount of people signed up. That's why we're actually doing this now. It's like we're trying to get a preemptive strike. We're getting out there. We're talking to people. We're doing our own channel. You can go over there and check out what we're doing. We're doing drawing. Black Star has her show. Come get some. So yeah, just get out there and share it, and hopefully you'll see us in the spring. You're going to see us no matter what. We're going to be out there, but just go support us now so we can get a head start on things.
See, the hand means you're talking. I'm putting you in the door.
No, I definitely make sure that you go out and you sign up for the mailing list, and we'll make sure that we have all of the links to your guys' channels and all that kind of stuff within our description as well once we wrap up here. Yep, absolutely. I know you are. I know how you work. Well, honestly, I can't think of any other questions right now that Star will let you answer.
No, it's fine. It's like the shorter the better. It's like zoom in and zoom out, get out of there quick. Let them get
shock and awe.
Yeah, just let them get a little taste, and they'll want to come back for more. You can't give them too much all at once. Now.
Oh, absolutely. And
now this is the person that said he hasn't done any alcohol or drugs, right? So. Right.
Right.
So I wholeheartedly hope that you guys have enjoyed your time here, and will definitely come back because this has been super
thank
fun.
you so much. This has been awesome, and we're really excited to be here. Thank you.
Yeah, we'll come on whenever you want us to come on. We'll figure out something, and we'll get it even crazier for next time.
Oh,
and I'll come late as always.
Fashionably. I would expect nothing less.
Exactly.
Well, when you're streaming from an insane asylum and you've got, the inmates all around you, you have an excuse. It's fine.
See, and this goes to show you that, Black people are insane too. We crazy too, right? Right? Well, because think about it, in the movies, you never see Black people in the movies insane. Come on, let's be honest. You really don't. Didn't
you see?
Look at the Joker. We're the ones asking you the questions, right?
Hello, 12 monkeys. Come on.
That's one movie. Now name 5 other movies that you see 5 more Black people.
That's the exception that proves the rule.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
right.
Which is why on my Twitter page of my last movie, I put, I'm the Black girl that doesn't die in a horror film. So duly noted.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, a rarity.
So duly noted.
Look at that hair.
I know. Yeah, there's a lot of it.
I'm starting to suspect that Shae's the one behind the door. Shae's the inmate behind it. All right, Shae, you want to lead us out?
Yes. So absolutely make sure that you get on this mailing list. The link is in the description. It is also in the chat. You have no excuse. Make sure that you follow Skits and Black Star on their YouTube channels. We'll make sure that we have that down there. Also follow them on Twitter so you know what the heck is going on with probably the most mysterious campaign that I think I've ever seen so far. Also, of course, as always, please like, share, and subscribe this video. Make sure that you subscribe to Red Valkyrie. Cy and I very much appreciate everyone coming out. And thank you both again. This has been an absolute blast. And we'll see you guys next time.
Thanks, everybody, for watching. Bye.